Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This is Oakland 4. This is the first one is 5381. That's when we're coming out of a little incarceration period. And this is one of the opening lectures. Okay. Of course, open shahada, welcome, thank people of purpose, cast out all negativity. I'm instructing the people on how to listen. The goal is to get all good, so stay alert, tuned up, attentive, and be glad to be here. And then I get into the subject. Remember, potential. The word potential means something that is powerful, that is potent. It has power, that which can be, but has not yet become. It's latent, it's undeveloped, unrealized, unripe, but it has capability. It's like a seed that is pregnant, and that seed you have to place in the proper environment. Basically, that's related to our young people. But like seeds, they have to be placed in the proper environment. They're placed out on the sidewalk, that it can't dig into anything and it can't grow and develop. So seed have to be placed in an environment where its roots can go and it can dig nourishment out of the society or out of whatever. So it's like everything that's real, like ore, iron, uranium, forest. You have to have a system to extract the usefulness out of it. That means it has to have a system to extract the good out of people. This is what related to. Every environment, every age produces needs, desires. Nature has means to satisfy hunger, sex, sleep. Society should develop institutions to answer the needs of the individual, the community, the nation, and the world. And now we get to manifest destiny. That America always, from 1830s, wanted to be a two-ocean power. That was the ideology, so it set everything aside in order to gain, to become a two-ocean power, manifest destiny. It was the destiny, as it was stated, for Anglo-Saxons to control this region. On the side, I have robes, buffalo robes, and what have you. So not only do they by the time they developed trains and what have you, they brought people out on trains. And when they met a buffalo herd, the train would stop and the people would slaughter the buffalo. Then they developed a style back east, buffalo robes. And in Europe, buffalo robe, that was a coat that people wore. So an manifest destiny now means that when you feel you're going somewhere, you arrange as much of the environment to help you get to where you want to go. And anything that is in your way, you set it aside. Everything is pushed aside to fulfill the destiny. If nothing else worked, go west, young man was always saying. The purpose, you've heard some of this before, the purpose, aim, the goal is to put the human being back in control of his own life. And we have things like inflation, job quality, consumers and prices, education going down, government, big business. So all of that. Now, the top of the next page says, science says that any living organism must adapt to or change its environment in order to survive. That means any living organism either has to adapt or adjust to its environment or changes in the environment. You see what I mean? What that means is we have to adjust to America as it is and accept police brutality, killings, poor jobs, and all that. We either have to adjust to it in order to survive or change it. It's just a law of biology. That's why we have biology. This is a law of science. It's not, excuse me 1 second. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
Hear me?
Yes, I can. It's in the masjid. Are you in the masjid?
No, I'm not home.
Come up to the masjid and I'll tell you where the food is because you're breaking up.
Where are you now?
I'm in the masjid. Just come up to the masjid door.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Okay. Then we have business of survival, control your own community. In other words, what we had in those days, same we have now. Whorehouses, peak shows, trucks, trains, and airports, all in our neighborhood, right? That's what they don't have no airport in no rich white folks' neighborhood. Right? There's no train station in the rich, maybe passing through, drop them off. But that train station is in our neighborhood. The bus station is in our neighborhood.
That's true.
The airport is right where we live, unless it was a long time ago when it was woods out there, like Dallas or something like that. Okay. We are responsible for our own evolution. If you start hearing words that you've heard all along, it says we are responsible for our own evolution. Not Washington, Chicago, Africa. Cut the cord, that means the umbilical cord. Study the best examples, the best patterns. If you want to know how fast somebody can run, study Olympic records, right? You want to see how tall people can get, study Watusis. How moral, how courageous, how productive. Study those, the best of things, right? Instead of the worst of things. So, we are responsible for our own evolution. A lot of people might think we just started using that word, evolution. But as you notice, at the bottom of the other page, the purpose, aim, goal is to put the human being back in control of its own life. This our line over and over again. Over and over again. The sign of nature's pathways. I'm going to skip this butterfly, cocoon, worm, tale about growth and development, and go to the next page. In the middle it says basically at the bottom we talk about never too old. Now, at this time, all the people in the struggle was about 35, between 40 and 30. But they was acting old. The history had moved them. Now, we talk about declaring spiritual jihad in Oakland. On the other paper, it says the same thing at the bottom. Declare jihad. But jihad on poverty, ignorance, that's darkness, injustice, that is inequality, and that we ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. Family, drugs, fame, women. Our leadership has been turning for a long time. We skipped another page and we have Huey, Eldridge, congressmen, mayors. That's when we was getting a lot of that. Walk up, crawl, fight, struggle up to the door of freedom and turn around. Remember, this is like about 1980. So you can see we're trying to revive those that are left over from the movement. And so we're saying the people in our area, Huey, Eldridge, congressmen, mayors, educators, walk up, crawl up, fight, struggle up to the door of freedom and turn around. In other words, they give up. They buy into the system. The next one that we'll be dealing with is 11-11-79. And this is talking about growth, change, and progress. Of course, zilzal, that means the shaking. That's from the surah, the shaking. Could you turn that top button, just turn it to off, yeah. The top left. Yeah, just turn it off, that'll be fine. Okay. Sometimes change is like an earthquake. It shakes up the person, shakes up the people. And I have here some of the rules of AA, Alcoholic Anonymous, you know. And one of the first things that they do is, even 12 steps and 7 steps, they'll say, I am a drug addict, I'm a dope fiend, I am an alcoholic. Now, I don't actually believe after you set it aside, you shouldn't call yourself that over and over again. You know, you call yourself, I'm a recovering brother, or anything, but not I am an alcoholic. But now the people around you they don't need they already know you're an alcoholic. That's why I have it. The doctor knows you're an alcoholic, that you need help because you're overweight, your cholesterol is bad, your heart's bad, you know, high blood pressure. So the doctor knows you're in bad shape, right? And when the fire chief comes and he finds a half a bottle of liquor and a cigarette just going out, and just set the fire, right? He knows you're an alcoholic. You don't have to, right? You don't have to tell him. He knows you got drunk and lit up a cigarette and fell asleep with the cigarette, and that's why the fire engine is there. Because you're an alcoholic. He knows that. So people is unshaven, lost their job, thrown out of the house and everything. You don't have to tell everybody that you're an alcoholic or you're a dope fiend. They see that. They know that. Now what do we do about all that? That's where habits come in. And in those days and now, your habits will determine your future. How to recondition the body. Of course, diet and exercise. Then the old body dies, and a new body comes into being. And then you take in, with diet and exercise, you're taking in proteins and vitamins. We also have under here knowledge body, because in all our talks we related the body to the mind and the spirit. So everybody that was listening to these, this is 79, yeah, already knew. And under that you can tell. So we have an invitation to murder. Murder, what do you mean? To kill a grafted, unnatural mind. We want to kill a mind. Now we have here psychosomatic. Most disease and illness is 35% somatic, it's according to what white folks say, and 65% psychological. That's why when they give some people placebos, they work. Placebos, they're just a pill, but the people think it's good for them, so they get well. It's psychological. But in reality, a lot of the things that we're involved in, and I have down here the witch doctor because I was in Africa, and the first thing that I learned was that witch doctors will not be, like on Tarzan, the witch doctor shaking. Well, the witch doctor, what they call the witch doctor, is the man of health in the tribe. He studies medicine, probably from his father. He can perform operations. And the daily standard in Dar es Salaam, they had a little girl with a bad eye disease. And the white folks had tried to cure it, but the witch doctor did. But he used medicine. And when you go into the market, they have all colors and shapes of plants, herbs, bottles with different things in it. Those are all medicines that took thousands of years to develop. But now, remember even in the movie, the old witch doctor, he'd give you a little something to drink, right, or a little something, blow smoke on you. Then he'll light some candles and some incense and be walking around making, the disease is 65% in the mind. So he gave you a little drink or something that takes care of that disease.